Hello and anybody gain? Hello and welcome to Schenectady, New York for today's women's lacrosse matchup between the Union College Garnet Chargers and the SUNY Brockport Golden Eagles. Union College coming in today 2-0 with wins over Plattsburgh and Geneseo. Geneseo just coming this past weekend here. That was their first home game. Today will be their second. Beautiful weather for it. It was a high of 65 today. It's been sunny, clear skies all day. Not too much wind, and even the wind that's there is really beautiful and warm. So, phenomenal day to play lacrosse. Union's looking for their third win. Brockport Golden Eagles are looking for their first of the season. They are currently 0-3. Their best game coming 10-13 loss against Rochester. As Brockport will briefly gain control of this draw, but it looks like a good check keeps it on the ground. Back in a stick of a Brockport player, and it will stay their way. They'll be able to clear it onto the offensive side of the field, and they'll gain the first offensive set of the day. But as I was saying, Brockport 0-3 looking for their first win. They're highly motivated. They've had some struggles, mainly on the offensive end. Very one-dimensional team so far. It's really been a line of Foose, the senior from Auburn, New York, on attack, has done all the scoring for the Golden Eagles. She has 8 goals, 2 assists, and that brings me to the other point about this offense. Hasn't had many assists. I believe only 3 assists in 3 games, and that's on about 12 goals, 14 goals, so not many assisted goals. You'll likely see a lot of one-on-one dodging from this Brockport offense, but they're going to need to work on their passing and find a few holes in the Union defense, which has been quite stout so far. Going back to Union's history, as a turnover comes for Brockport, a high pass. That one was intended for number 11, Tristan Davis, the sophomore from Buffalo, New York. Wasn't quite tall enough for that one. So now we'll go the way of Union. Union working on the clear. They've had a pretty good clear percentage so far this season. It was even up. They had a phenomenal day clearing in their last game, so 85% right now, so great job there from Union College. As Dodge comes to the inside, low shot, and that one gets stopped by the goalie. That's Ariana Reed, the sophomore goaltender from Lafayette, New York. But this Union team coming off a big win at Geneseo, which was their first tight game of the year after a dominant win over Plattsburgh. But they struggled early in that game, let Geneseo take an early lead. The clear is successful for Brockport, but a dropped pass skips out of bounds on the near side of the field. It's going to be picked up by number 18, Claudia Patz for Union. Union struggled a little bit early, just came out a little bit asleep, let Geneseo take the lead. And then really after the end of the first quarter, it felt like Union had control of the game. It felt like they were having the better of play. But they ran into a really hot goalie who was stopping everything coming low at her, which is where this Union team likes to shoot. So really struggled to get that momentum that I feel like everyone was feeling in the stadium and everyone was feeling probably on the team to pop up on the scoreboard, and then just came alive in the third, scored their goals, and led to a 4-goal victory. So some great resilience showed by that Union teams. Tried some things, found some things that didn't work, and got to the final solution in the end. We saw a dodge down the left alley, high shot. Goalie got a piece of it, but that goes anyway. First goal for Union, 1-0. Union team huddled here. I'll get you a number in a second. I didn't have enough time to grab it before she shot that one. That'll be number 14, Maddie Schiller, the sophomore attack from Weston, Massachusetts. She comes in. That'll be her first goal of the season. She came in with 2 assists. She had a great season last season. She was able to do quite a bit of scoring, and this Union team returned a lot of their premier scorers from last season, which is why they're hoping to have a very potent offensive season. They showed that in the Plattsburgh game, and in the later goings of the Geneseo game, they really showed it. They more than doubled Geneseo in shots pretty much the entire game, but just weren't able to let them go until that final quarter. Draw control goes the way of Union. Ground ball will go to number 4, Greta Maurer, senior midfielder from Merrimack, Massachusetts. But a quick turnover sends it back the way of the Golden Eagles. Check puts it on the floor. An easy ground ball for a defenseman in green. Ball finds itself to the middle. Pass crosses the 50. Now another one gets it into the restraining box. And that will be a successful clear for the Golden Eagles. Like I was saying, mainly looking out for number 25 here has been involved in more than 2/3 of their points. So a dangerous player there. Just 17 goals on the year so far in 3 games for this Brockport team. Dodge coming, feed, nobody there. Tried to work the pick and roll, but the roll didn't come fast enough. That looks like a basketball post play, just throwing that one up there, hoping one of our players come down with it. But now Union quickly turns it over in the clear. I was just praising their clear. They've done a great job this year, especially in last game in a tight game versus Geneseo. But 2 early turnovers here. One of them, I guess, they technically got the successful clear, but quickly turned it over while settling up on offense. And this one comes just after picking up the ball. Ball instantly goes back down on the turf. Union picks it up. That's Maurer, another big ground ball coming on this near sideline. She'll send it back to her defense. Claudia Patz gives it to the midfield. And running it all the way down was Anna Dembowski, sophomore defense from Milton, Massachusetts. She converts it over to the offensive side for Union. Shot comes, deflects, rolls out in front, picked up by a Brockport defender. Again, Union finding a lot of quality shots here. I don't want to say they're not letting them go yet. There's only 3 shots on the board, but seems like Union's working pretty easily offensively to find the shots they want. But 2 good saves so far in net for Reed. Goes back to Reed on this clear. Now we're on the near sideline. That's Peacock. Up, crosses the 50. Now makes his way into the offensive side of the field. Another successful clear for the Golden Eagles, who surprisingly are doing very well in the clear right now. Historically hasn't been so. They've struggled under 70% so far in the season, so always could be worse, but not phenomenal numbers. They've definitely been working on that. It's coming out right now. They've had quite a few successful clears while causing some turnovers with their ride as well. Dodge goes to the right alley. Feed to the inside, finds a space. Backhanded shot does not go. Great save coming for Sydney Widlitz on a backhanded roller on the crease. Whistle. It's going to be our first card of the day. If you were watching that Geneseo game, it was a very card-heavy one. A lot of whistles, but worked down the best way for Union. It'll be a green card on Brockport. That's number 25. Foos, the aforementioned top scorer on this Brockport team. Union gains another offensive set. It looks like they're having the success they want on offense. Found 3 good shots already on 3 sets. 2 of those were able to be saved and then collected, though, by Reed. A little bit of a clock mishap, and we'll get back to play momentarily. It's going to start out behind with Lana Mickelson. Mickelson, second in scoring. The top of this Union scoring board has been shaking itself up really between the first 2 games. You got Compa up top with 7 goals. Then Mickelson, 5 goals, 3 assists. And not far behind, Jillian Joseph, 3-3. Joseph has had a pretty decent margin in shots, however, but like I said, this Union team is dominated in shots, about 40 shots a game versus their opponents being now down closer to that 20 region. We'll have a ref run over to our scorers table here, figure something out. Back to play. Union still working with an extra player. Face dodge. We'll get a whistle. It'll be a free position. Union, miraculously, in their first game had 0 free position opportunities. But just a couple days ago versus Geneseo here at Frank Bailey, they went 2 for 8. Those 2 conversions, though, coming in that fourth quarter, which were big to take a longer lead. And here, number 2, Jillian Joseph gets her 4th goal of the season on the free position. 1 for 1 on the day for Union. That's a 2-0 lead for the Garnet Chargers. 7:39 left in the first quarter. So Jillian Joseph was leading scorer last year. So it was phenomenal, bringing a lot of punch to the Union offense as a first year. Looking to make a repeat of that this year, but also a bunch of other premier scorers coming in for this Union team. Our aforementioned Lana Mickelson, she's 2nd right now, and Hannah Kampa, who is really taking a big step up this year, now at the top of the scoring list with 7 goals. Back to the draw. Union's been pretty even on the draw so far. They're just a shy over 500, and they'll lose that one. It'll go straight to the stick of number 10, Kaylee McCarthy, sophomore defender out of Oswego, New York. Hasn't been the strongest point for Union. I think they were below 500 actually in that Plattsburgh game, but it seemed like this Saturday against Geneseo, they came up with all the big wins they needed. Split dodge to the right hand, a lot of open space on that alley, but some good defense coming from Claudia Patz. Union's not afraid to push out. They're pushing out behind the cage right now. Ball works its way up top. Now the Union defense is sitting back a bit. Looks like Brockport's trying to work this double pick up top. Type of basketball play you'd see with the Celtics. Pass comes back up top. Now they're going to start again. This time initiating the dodge. That's Davis. Davis spins, no room. Great defense from Union. That time that was Maddie Doyle. Goes back to the far wing spot. That's the leader scorer in Foose. Feed to the inside. Has space. Good check. Puts the ball on the ground. That's going to be a caused turnover and a ground ball for Dembowski. Great job defending the crease. Long pass. Hits his mark. She'll be able to stay with it. That's Maddie Doyle carrying it up the near sideline. Outspeeding the Brockport midfield. Union has a small advantage. They'll swing it to X. And now they'll work on it. Shot goes. Number 14, Maddie Schiller, puts one in. On the transition, it seemed like Union might not have an advantage. There was a lot of players that got down there, and it was a long time. But Union was really patient with that. There was still 2 Brockport players who were quite a bit behind the play. Schiller with a great cut, recognizing that she wasn't being covered. Makes a great cut, and Union finds that pass. Makes it 3-0, 3 for 5 on shooting already. And that'll be her 2nd of the game. Comes into the game with 0 and Erdy with 2 with still 5:54 left in this first quarter. Back to the center U for the draw. Brockport's done quite a good job today of gaining possession through these. This one takes a flat arc back towards the Brockport defensive side. Now it's a contested ground ball. Gets kicked into the box, picked up by Union. That's Jillian Joseph. Jillian Joseph's going to go right towards the net. She's swamped by Green. Ball goes down, but we'll get a whistle. Jillian Joseph, another free position opportunity. Already 1 for 1 on the day. Her last one was on the far side of the arc. This one limits her angle a little bit more. Within her right hand. She'll feed this one behind. That's a play Union's loved, trying to find Mickelson coming from X. It seems like they've had it open every single time they've tried it, but they've had a little bit of difficulty connecting there between the free position player and Mickelson. That one just a little bit outside. I had a coach who used to say, difficult pass, difficult catch. Not really. You'd like to see Mickelson make that catch. You'd also like to see the pass be a little bit closer. But Union's still sitting with a nice 3-0 lead. And that play works. Union just got to find a little bit more consistency connecting, and that'll be real problems for some future Union opponents. Still very early on this season. It's nice to have such beautiful weather as the successful clear comes for Brockport. Carrying all the way down. Now comes to this near wing. Holding the ball, that's Evans. Evans sends it away. That's Foose, leading scorer for the Golden Eagles. She goes down. We get a whistle. Couldn't quite see what kind of contact we had there. Brockport will take it on that outside arc. Foose not going to the cage, passes it out to the near wing. Goes to Evans and then moves through X. Far side of the field, dodge coming. Good move, gains a step. Player goes down. Pass up top. Doesn't hit its mark, but not bad enough to cause a turnover. Dodge to the middle. Good switch by Union. Pass out to Foose. Doesn't connect, but she's able to collect it off the turf. Feed to the inside. A great pass. Bouncer looks like it deflected off a Union defenseman in front. Now ball goes up high. Collected again by Brockport on the crease. Another check puts it down. And finally, Sydney Widlitz will take it, preventing any kind of rebound opportunity. It was a big-time spot for Brockport. They needed a goal there. They had the good feed to the crease. Now Union trying to work it in transition. Jillian Joseph had an opportunity, a good cut to the inside. Now fighting with the goalie on the end line. It will stay Brockport ball. Brockport on the clear. Player goes down, running up the far sideline. Will get Union's first card of the day. Jillian Joseph knows it, doesn't even turn to look at the ref. Starts instantly jogging to the box. That'll be a yellow on her. 2 minutes for the sophomore attack out of Longmeadow, Massachusetts. This is the first extra player opportunity coming for the Golden Eagles. The ref will raise the card a few more times just in case anyone didn't see it. And we'll get ready. Finds Foose. Dodges down the left alley. Tries to use the pick, but Union staying keen in this zone. Finds Foose. She's got space and time. Pulls back to shoot it. Union player steps in front. Opens up the free position for Foose. She's the leading scorer. This Brockport team, about 37% on the free position, comes to the middle, gets swarmed by a couple Union player, but still able to get off a bouncer, finds its way past Sydney Widlitz. That's the first goal of the day from Brockport, and who else would you expect it from than their leading scorer, Elena Foose, senior attack out of Auburn, New York. Draw, bounces back towards the Brockport defensive side, and it'll be called their ball. I would say, without seeing the stats, Union might be losing the possession battle. They've had quite a few turnovers already, and it seems like draws have really been going the way of Brockport. Try to pull up those stats, see what we can find, but then Union's just been so potent on the offensive side so far, it hasn't quite hurt them yet. But if Brockport can start to find some scoring, that might change. Ground ball in the middle. Brockport player number 7, Lukovic, able to pick that one up, a big-time ground ball to keep this offensive set going. In her left hand. Sends it off to Foose. She's the premier scorer for this team. Does it across the middle. Good switch by Union. Now that's number 11, Davis working. She'll send that one behind. 30 on the shot clock. Long pass. Finds its way back to the point. Playing there is number 24, Thoy. And there, tough pass will make his way out of bounds. Turnover, Brockport, Union ball on the end line. Under a minute to go, down to 35 seconds. Union's trying to move quickly. Ball trickling out, collected. They're going to say she stepped on the sideline. Jillian Joseph thought she easily had that ground ball. Goes back the way of Brockport. They'll have to move quite quick, under 15. Long pass will make its way onto the offensive end of the field, under 10 seconds. Brockport does not seem like they're in a rush. They should be, though. 2-1. Brockport's just going to hold this one out. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. 3-1 in favor of Union College. We'll be back for the second. back for the start of the second quarter. At the draw, looks like it's going to be in favor of Brockport. Missed ground ball, but it'll still go their way. Number 10, Kaylee McCarthy, the sophomore defense out of Oswego, New York, claims it for the Golden Eagles. They have to go back to their defensive side to try to get this clear. Good move coming from 14 Nab. She'll be able to carry it over the restraining line onto the offensive end. 3-1 lead for Union. Catch you up if you guys are just tuning in. Union pretty much dominated early on in this game. They've made most of every offensive opportunity they've had. Scores have been 2 for Schiller and 1 for Joseph on the free position. But since Brockport has had quite a few turnovers, but have had a couple good offensive sets on the free position. Foose, who you just saw take that shot and send that one a couple yards wide left, was able to score on the free position. And outside of that, they had a good feed to the crease, a backhander that was saved by Widlitz, and also a real scramble in front where they had one opportunity, a good check put on the floor, and then it felt like they could have another if Brockport player was able to get control of it, which a couple of them did briefly before Union checks came in. Union able to get the turnover, now goes their own way and successful on the clear, carried over by number 8, Maddie Doyle, the junior midfielder from Needham, Massachusetts. Comes up top to Joseph. Joseph has space to her right, spins back, doesn't switch hands. Send it over to the far wing. It's Kampa, the leading scorer for Union. Haven't seen much of her on the dodge yet today. But honestly, limited offensive opportunities for Union. Pretty much every possession they've gotten one good shot, and that's been it. So we haven't seen too big of a mix of players yet, but they've been successful in getting the ball in the net. That's going to be Maurer trying to find some space. She's able to push her defenseman back quite a bit, but the feed wasn't there. Good job by the off-ball defenders for the Golden Eagles. Now Joseph setting up the sweep, spins back. Pick and roll, feed to the inside. Maurer gets it to go. Simple roll play. Jillian Joseph drawing multiple defenders. A roll, a lob pass to the inside. Maurer is able to control it, turn around, and shoot. Gives Union a 4-1 lead, 12:32 in the second. And Jillian Joseph, of course, will get the assist. Part of what I said earlier, in case you didn't tune in early enough for me to hear, interesting thing about this Brockport offense, 17 goals, only 3 assists. So they're really a one-person dodging-driven offense. But so far today, they've honestly had 2 very good passes that they found on the inside, on the crease in front of Widlitz, but they haven't been able to get them to go. One great save by Widlitz and one good job collapsing by the Union defense. Back to the U for the draw. This has been more or less dominated by Brockport today. Looks like that one was going the way of Brockport, but an unsuccessful ground ball will give it to Maurer for Union. A lot of Mickelson out back, possessing the ball. Feed out front, doesn't hit its mark. Will get a whistle. Hold. Joseph is going to go back out for the free position. So her third of the day. She scored one from the same side of the other side of the field, but same angle on the arc. Gives her a lot of room to work with in her right hand. On the other one, she tried to hit a alley-oop play with Mickelson that wasn't able to connect. But if I had to take a guess, I would assume she's going back to the cage with this one. If it works, don't fix it. Jillian Joseph goes to the cage. Shot goes. Tricks her. She's going right. Sends it cross-body to that top left corner. And that puts Union up 5-1. 2 for Joseph today. And that'll tie Joseph up with Mickelson at 5 goals in second place for this Union team. got the U for the draw. I don't know if I've mentioned her yet, but I definitely want to give some credit over to Sarah Kilburn, senior midfielder out of Watertown, New York, has been doing a phenomenal job on the draw today. She gets another win there, moving quick, shot, big-time save, Widlitz. Widlitz home run clear, hits Joseph near midfield. Great catch by Joseph. Union will push it right the other way. With enough speed, they have a 4-on-2. Feed to the backside pipe, shot goes. Number 7, Stella Del Papa. First-year attack out of Clifton Springs, New York. Able to capitalize on the transition and send Union 6-1. All starting down with Sydney Widlitz. Great save by Widlitz. And maybe an even better clear. Was able to hit a great clear up to Jillian Joseph, who carried it the rest of the way and was fast enough to start the fast break for Union College. And Brockport's going to make a goalie change. That'll be Katie now, the first year from Webster, New York. She has played before this year, not as many minutes as Reed, but in 24 minutes she's had 2 saves. But only at a 0.286%. I'm sorry, not percent. 28.6%. So not the best, but also you gotta imagine the type of situation she's being put in on aren't super advantageous. Shot comes. Good save using the offhand shoulder for Widlitz. She'll make another quick clear again, this time targeting Maddie Deneen, the first-year defense at Wilton, Connecticut. Long pass, doesn't find its mark, was looking for, I believe, Pat on that far sideline, right around midfield. It bounced out. It's going to be a timeout, it looks like. Brockport looking to fix some holes in their defense and offense. They got another opportunity now, and they need a goal now more than ever. 10:29 left, 6-1 in favor of Union. We'll be back out of the timeout. Back out of the Brockport timeout. They're trying to shore up some holes in the defense and figure out a way to get some more goals. Only have 1 so far today on the Foose free position. She's the leading scorer for this team, so that's where you expect the goals to come from. They're able to get the clear pretty easily, but at a 5-goal deficit early in this second quarter. Going to need more than some clears. They haven't got very many shots. Well, actually 7 in total, but not phenomenal goal. And now the cutter comes around the crease. The net was open for a second. Widlitz had come out to try to intercept the pass. Ball was bouncing for a few seconds, but we got a whistle. Believe it's going to stay the way at Brockport. Actually, will be a free position. Get you the number on that player. It'll be right at 12 o'clock in front of Widlitz. She's made some great saves so far, to the chagrin of Brockport. Coming shot goes. It's a pretty easy setup being right down the middle. She's able to fake right, send that one low left. It's going to be number 7, Lukovic, Haley Lukovic. Sophomore attack out of Wading River, New York. That will be her 4th goal on the season. Only one of the 4 players on this Brockport team with a goal. And she will be the 2nd leading player with 4. Back to the U for another draw. It's been going the way of Brockport so far, via Sarah Kilburn, the senior midfielder from Watertown, New York, has done a great job at the U for Brockport, and she'll get another win here with the ground ball from Kaylee McCarthy, sophomore defense from Oswego, New York. Easy clear coming from Brockport. Looking to make this game 1 goal closer. Currently a 4-goal deficit for the Golden Eagles, but the turnover comes. Bounces right into the stick of the Union player. I believe that's Schiller. Pass down to the attack. It's a 2-on-2. Brockport defense looks like it's going to be able to recover in time. No fast break opportunity, but another turnover for Brockport. Really killing their offense. Shot comes, bouncer, deflects off the goalie, and then able to be collected. That was Katie in net. Brockport did make the switch a little bit before that timeout to Katie, who's played some minutes this year, but vastly the minority of them. Only 24 in 3 games. Well, actually, 24 minutes, but that was only came in a 1 game where she got that playing time. Foose up top, looking like a point guard directing the offense. Initiating will be Thoy. Thoy goes to her right, now moves it to X. Moves around the back. Looking for a feed. Nothing on the inside. Sends it up to that far top position. Dodge to the middle. Finds nothing. Now initiating. That's going to be McCarthy. McCarthy finds space, but Check puts it down. And we'll get a whistle. McCarthy is now the 3rd scorer for this Brockport team. 3 goals coming into today. And it looks like free position. Really the bread and butter for this Brockport team. It's seemingly how they're finding all their goals. Not much space using her left hand. The shot does come. A bouncer, a great save coming from Sydney Widlitz. Widlitz able to make a quick clear out to the far side. That's 8 Maddie Doyle carrying. Doyle's going to try to push the issue. Doyle face dodge. Shot low. Great save coming from Katie. This Union team loves to shoot low. I don't think it's, in general, worked out great for them so far this season, but maybe just a little bit too telegraphed there by Doyle. Either way, a great save coming from McKenna Katie. Freshman goalie from Webster, New York, coming in relief and already making some good plays. 6-2. Still a 4-goal deficit for Brockport. Had 2 opportunities, but haven't been able to make use of them, including a free position that was denied by a Widlet save. Initiating with a dodge down the left alley, a good push. Puts the ball on the floor. Able to collect is Davis. Davis, 1 goal, 1 assist as Foose puts the ball on the turf. Foose tries to feed to the inside. A little bit off balance. Still trying to collect the ball. Union player forces Lukovic out of bounds, but a whistle will keep it the way of the Golden Eagles. Foose looking to initiate again. She'll actually hand it off this time. It's going to be Davis down the far alley. Davis splits to the middle, feed to the inside. Good defense by Union. That was number 4, Maurer, working to knock that pass down. Ground ball out in front of the crease goes the way of Brockport. Number 27, Kumiga, I believe, from Lakeview, New York, coming up with that one. Dodge down the right alley, finds a space, a very well-placed shot. Ripped just inside that left post. Gets it to go for number 17, Caroline McCarthy, freshman midfielder from Scotia, New York. That makes it 4 goals for McCarthy, tying her back up with Lukovic. Back to the U. This one takes a long hop out. Ground ball goes the way of Brockport. Looks like the Brockport coach is complaining Union players stepped out. Will admit I do not know if it counts as a release if the ball bounces within the restraining box. Down to the low wing on the far side. Feed to the inside. No room for a shot. Pass back out. A lot of space, and then interesting whistle there against Dembowski for getting in the way. It'll be a free position to the left side of the arc for Widlets. Can't see the Brockport player taking it. But she'll go to the cage, save Widlets. Able to collect, sends it out to Dembowski on the near side. Dembowski looking to run it all the way. She'll beat the Brockport players out. If she keeps moving, it'll be a 5-on-4. She'll stop, and the Union will settle down on the offensive side. Dodge to the inside for Jillian Joseph, and she'll force another free position. She's had success 2 for 2 on free positions coming from this angle today. 2 for 3 overall. Shot comes, same exact spot she put the last one, and it'll go again. Figured it worked against the first goalie, might as well try it against the second goalie, and it goes. 3 goals on the day for Joseph. Now leads 7-3 for Union, 4:14 left in the second. I'll take Joseph to 6 on the season. Now just 1 behind Hannah Kampa in first. Union back to their 4-goal lead. A little bit of talk from the referees here. Can't quite think of why. Now Joseph's running over to her coach. Back to the U for another draw. This one heads almost straight up. We'll get a whistle before the ground ball is collected in favor of SUNY Brockport. And they'll quickly just run that one over to the offensive side, looking to turn this back into a 3-goal game. Foose up top, working with Davis. Davis holding the top middle. She's going to work with the midfield line. She's going to include Kilburn. Kilburn currently possessing on the near side. Sends it back over to Foose. She's isolating. Now gets a pick from Kilburn. Cutter across the top. Doesn't have much space. Feed to the inside. It has. Shot goes. Cut and goal from Lukovic. Her second on the day. And this Union defense just seems to be falling asleep on the backside. A good cutter finds the hole, and an easy bouncing shot from right in front of Widlitz gets it to go. Now still a 3-goal lead for Union. Talked a lot about how Union has done great on the shots counter in their first 2 games of the season, actually trailing to Brockport now, who historically hasn't done so well. They're around 20 shots normally every game. Union's been at near 40. It's kind of a role reversal here. I mean, only a 2-point deficit in shots for Union, but so far their offense in this game has been a lot more quality over quantity. They haven't possessed a ton on the offensive end. They definitely haven't gotten a ton of shots off. Pretty much all of their possessions have been one and done. If it's been a save, it's been a turnover and gone the way of Brockport. If not, it's gone in. Foose looking to cut this lead to 3. Working in isolation against Dembowski. Whistle goes against Dembowski. Seems a little premature. Foose will just take it back out and we'll start back up. Dodge to the middle, finds space, but the ball hits the ground before the shot gets off. Dembowski gets the ground ball, runs it up the far sideline, gives it away to the attack. That's number 14, Maddie Schiller. Schiller pushing on offense. It's a 7-on-4, I believe. But Union doesn't move quick enough to take advantage. Union's now just going to settle up on the offensive end. It's been Schiller and Joseph all day. Finds its way to Compa. We haven't seen Compa take a shot yet today, but she's still leading Union in goals with 7 coming into today. Hannah Jordan, the first year, looking to initiate the dodge up top. Face dodges, makes it past, shot up high, goes high of the net, luckily because goalie McKenna Katie actually had a good track on that one. Shot low, goes number. We have a card too. Looks like it caught her in the head. Be events Brockport. That's number 14. Journey Nab, junior midfielder from Buffalo, New York, has to head out. But Union regains their 4-goal lead. Sorry, I messed up. Forgot about the goal call there. That would be Stella Del Papa, first-year attack from Clifton Springs, New York. getting one to go. I believe that's their second of the day. That will be her second of the day. So 2 for Del Pava, 2 for Schiller, and 3 for Joseph, 1 for Maurer. Union scored so far today, but they're looking for a lot more. Still a minute 20 left in this second quarter. Now Union will be a player up. They want one more before going in for half. No draw. They'll start with the ball. It's going to be number 12, Lana Mickelson up top. Mickelson able to pass it into Jordan. Ball wraps behind the cage. Union subs on Compa. Compa has a cutter. Very upset she couldn't be found was Del Pava. She was wide open on that back pipe. Feed to the inside, has space. Tries to send another one cross crease, but a little bit too dangerous a pass to make it go. Ball was on the turf. Re-picked up by Union, allowing the possession to continue. Finds Joseph in the middle. Joseph unable to control it, but she's able to kick that ball out. Was a ground ball for Union. Now contested on the sideline, goes the way of Brockport. Great play for number 10, McCarthy. And now Union will send a player out for the green. A real switch going from a player up. Looks like they had a free goal. Turnover comes. A little bit too dangerous with their feeds to the crease. Feels like they could have found an easier goal being up a player. But now Union will send one in the box. That's going to be Joseph for a minute. So we'll be just all even until the end of this quarter, or pretty much all even the whole time. The penalty's only releasing about 5 seconds away from each other. Foose carries over. She'll have about 10 seconds to work before halftime. Ball heads out to X for the Golden Eagles. Comes to the near side, feed to the crease, finds its mark, shot goes. Foose working hard on the crease to get open. She does, makes a jumping catch, puts a shot in with 2.3 left, cutting the lead to 3. That'll be her second goal of the game. As Golden Eagles again just padding their top few scorers with Lukowicz, McCarthy, and Foose. The top 3 scorers coming into today, and 3 of only the 4 scorers having the 5 goals collectively. So Union penalty will be erased. That leaves Union 1 player up for the next 43 seconds, but we only have 2.3 of those in this half. So in actuality, this will just be a draw for the fun of it. Goes up, goes the way of Union, and then time will run out. 8-5 at the end of the first half. Union currently leading. They'll have 41 seconds of a penalty coming at the start of the second half. We'll see you then. back for the start of the third, and Union will be able to win a draw for, I don't want to say the first time today, I'm not totally sure, but it seems like those have been hard to come by today. Union's able to get the clear, able to win the draw, getting the ground ball. That was number 8, Maddie Doyle. A bit of clock setting here, and they'll move Maddie Doyle. Number 17, Caroline McCarthy, will head over to the box. Union will have 30 seconds on that penalty from the first quarter, and now at 50 on that penalty that just occurred. So Union working 2 players up here. Drive to the inside, player out in front, and a free position opportunity gained for number 8, Maddie Doyle. Junior midfielder out of Needham, Massachusetts, on the far side of the arc. Has a lot of area to work with that right hand. She's going to go to the cage. Eats a check, sends a shot, but it bounces off the body of Katie. Ground ball on the near sidelines, picked up by Lana Mickelson. First penalty releases. Now Union up 1 player, not 2. 22 seconds on that second player. A long pass hits the stick of Maurer, but a little bit too difficult to control for her. Bounces out of bounds on the near sideline. Brockport will jog on over to pick it up. It'll be number 12, Kate Peacock, sophomore defense from Clifton Springs, New York, who's going to start up with it. Ball moves to the far side. Face dodge opens up some space. Pass comes in, and a successful clear for Brockport. It's been one of their better facets of the game so far today. They've done a good job clearing the ball. But on the offensive end, they've struggled with some unnecessary turnovers. Brockport looking to cut the lead of Union down to 2. Feed to the inside, never hits its mark, bounces in on Widlitz, and she'll easily collect that one. Sends a pass. Big time interception. Another shot, bounces, and a whistle comes late on that one. I believe both with the interception and then the consequenting shot was Caroline McCarthy, first year midfielder from Scotia, New York. She'll have this free position going straight down the middle. Shot goes. Widlitz tries to find it low, but no luck. Number 17, Caroline McCarthy, will get her second of the day and make this a 2-goal game. 12:42 left in the third. Brockport's been 8 for 8 on the clears, much better than their average so far this year. In 3 games, they've been under 70%. But 8 for 8 today has really afforded them a lot of extra possessions, while Union has had turnovers on 4 of their 16 clears. Yet overall, turnovers have still been worse for Brockport, 12 turnovers compared to Union's 9. They've just had some struggles throwing away the ball on the offensive end. Looks like another win's going to go for Union. This is big time. They struggled heavily in that first half, as a green card will now go. Doyle was pushed out of bounds. A green card is going to go against the aforementioned scorer, Caroline McCarthy. Lana Mickelson carries it into the offensive side. Moves it through X. Now comes up to Compa at the point. Another player advantage for Union, looking to take advantage. Makes his way back through X with Schiller. Schiller to the far wing. Not much space for Doyle to work. Goes back to the point with Compa. Compa and Maurer working. Maurer split side, switches to the left hand. Shot goes wide. Bounces out on the end line. Del Papa there to pick up. Maurer back up top. Feed to the inside. Shot goes. Number 12, Lana Mickelson. Cuts to the crease. Finds the ball and gets it to go. 9-6. That'll be Mickelson's first of the game. And that'll put her at 6 for the season. Tied up with Joseph. 3-goal lead for Union. And Maurer will get the assist. Draw control will go to Union. Maurer with another ground ball. Maurer, she'll carry it into the offensive end herself. If Union can keep winning these draws, they'll have a lot more. That was really where they struggled in the possession battles. They've had the better of the turnovers, not the better of the clears, but better of turnovers. Just weren't quite winning the possession battle because of all the losses at the draw. But if they can win those draws and continue with their current offensive potency, Schiller, bouncer, barely sneaks in within that top pipe. Schiller gets 3. 10-16 lead for Union. 11-12 left in the third. Schiller and Joseph racing right now, both the 3 goals. And again, like I was saying, if Union can keep repeating with these faceoff wins, I think they have the offensive power to just keep scoring. As long as they don't make the job of McKenna Katie too easy. She's made a couple very good saves, but they keep putting these in advantageous positions. I mean, that shot was phenomenal coming from Schiller. A high bouncer. Don't think Katie ever had a chance at that one. Barely snuck its way in. Oh, and interesting. I'm sorry for maybe not noticing this sooner, but Lana Mickelson is working on the draw. I say that as the win goes in favor of number 23, Sarah Kilburn. I don't know if Mickelson was involved in those first couple wins. The 12 and the 15, 2 very similar numbers. I didn't realize the change immediately. But props to her if she was. Part of those first 2 wins to start out the quarter. Or 3 wins, I guess. 1 to start out the quarter, then 2 after each goal. But a 4-goal lead for Union. Just under 10:30 left in the third quarter. Dodge comes across the middle, finds some space. Shot, big time save, Widlitz. Widlitz gets it checked out of her stick, I believe. And that's a brutal turnover for Union. Feed to the inside, finds space, shot goes. Again, it'll be number 17, Caroline McCarthy. Freshman midfielder from Scotia, New York. Puts another one in. That'll be her 3rd of the game. That'll be 2 assists on the day for Davis. Brockport with 3 assists on 7 goals. It's relatively impressive for them. They haven't had many. That's matching their assists in the first 3 games of the season. So really interesting switch up. Brockport team seems to have massively improved on their clears. And maybe on their passing, just working for more of those pass and shoots. And it's working for them right now. Just a 3-goal deficit with still a little under 2 quarters to play. draw win for Union. That one was coming off the stick of Mickelson. Shot, easy save, a telegraphed one coming from Del Papa. Katie saw that all the way, knew it was going low, and just put her stick where it needed to be. A great offensive find for Del Papa, but just making that save a little bit too easy for Katie. On the clear, pass finds its way on the far sideline, and that'll be a successful one for Brockport. Touch in the middle of the field. Feed does not find its target. Bounces out on the far side. Contested ground ball. Looks like Union's going to knock that one out of the end line. Quick start for Brockport. Brockport sweeps across. Now we'll settle down with Foose. Foose goes to her right. Dodging down the alley, a whistle comes. Feed to the inside, no good. Ball on the ground, claimed by the Golden Eagles. Number 24, Thoy, coming with the ground ball. Back up to Foose. Foose looking to rip one. She'll drop that before the shot ever gets off. Number 25 for Union, Maddie Deneen gets the ground ball. And she's going to press on the far side. Dumps off the ball to Schiller. Schiller on the offensive end. Union no player advantage, but looked like Mickelson had a chance there. Pulled back. Now Mickelson feeds to the inside. Shot goes right to the stick of Katie. Katie rolls that one out of bounds in the end line. It'll stay the way of Union. Great look coming from Mickelson to hit that feed on the inside, but the shot just came a little bit too easy for Katie. But it was a tough one, trying to turn around and get some angle on the goal with the angle of the cut. Now Maurer trying to open up some space. Dodges, tries to split two. Now she'll feed off to the side, but she does open up some space. Hannah Kampa walks right down the middle. Great job. Maurer clears out the way, and Kampa walks down Broadway. Puts that shot in easily. 11-7 in favor of Union. 7:03 left in the third. And that'll be Kampa's 8th goal of the year. Player who's really came into her own this year. Now topping the Union scoring sheet, gets her first of the day. Union's going to still go with Mickelson at the draw. It's been a real improvement for them in the second half. Claiming a lot more wins, which has helped them fight back at, I think, was probably a losing possession battle in the first half, despite 4 more turnovers the way of Brockport. And as I say that, I jinx Mickelson. That one goes right to the stick of McCarthy, and a win for Brockport. Union player goes down out in front, but now a turnover, and the whistle comes late. Maurer thought she had that one. Was already well on her way to ground ball by the time she heard the whistle. Fu's going to take one at the dot. Low angle, especially against the left hand of a Widlitz. Can't imagine she's going to the cage with this one. Actually holding the stick in her left hand, too. Possibly looking for a cross-crease feed on one of her teammates cutting. She'll just pass this one back out to the point. Now feed comes for Foose. Goes off her shaft. Ground ball for Union, but they're not able to hold on to it. Dodge to the inside for McCarthy. She's got space. And a whistle. Free position for McCarthy at about the 1 o'clock of Widlitz. In her right hand, she'll take the shot, sends that one high left. Off stick side for Widlitz and gets it to go. Quite a few goals for McCarthy today. I believe that's going to be her 4th. That'll be 4 for the day for her, plus 1 assist. She's shooting about 50% right now. 4 goals, 8 shots. And I think we're actually taking that goal off the board. Starting this one back up. See McCarthy retaking her position at the arc with the ball. So it's going to remain 11-7 favor of Union. Another chance for Widlitz to make this save. Shot bouncer. Looked like Widlitz had a good track on it, but wasn't quite able to get there to make the save. Goal stands. I guess not the goal stands, but ends up a goal either way. 11-8. 4 goals on the day for McCarthy. 6:05 left in the third. Back of the draw, Union's had a lot more success this second half since inserting Lana Mickelson. And I think she gets this one to go her way. Doyle comes up with the ground ball. Bounce pass, finds Pats on the other side. Ground ball in the crease, picked up. Goes the way of Union. Union's going to have another attempt at this one. They have a 3-goal lead right now. 5:20 left in the third. Schiller sends it down to Mickelson. Mickelson moves it around back. Now on the far wing with Doyle. Back up top, Schiller's going to initiate. Dodges to the left side. Sends it around X. Looks like she had an advantage. I thought she was going to push that one. Now it'll be Mickelson up to Maurer. Maurer feed to the inside. Finds us Mark. Jillian Joseph able to sneak one in that left pipe, put Union up 12-8. Joseph's second of the day. Oh, I'm sorry, Jillian Joseph's fourth of the day. Messed up my players there for a second. I was thinking between Compa and Joseph. But Joseph with 4 on the day. That'll move her up to 7 on the year. Top 3 players for Union coming into today: Joseph, Compa, and Mickelson, all doing some good work today, along with Schiller getting her first goal of the season and making it 3 in one game. Mickelson back out. And we'll have a green card. Player going off. Seem confused in themselves. It'll be number 23, Sarah Kilburn, senior midfielder from Watertown, New York. Heads for the box for a minute. 4:30 left in this third quarter. Union looking to extend the lead to 5. Outback moves it to the side with Schiller up to Maurer. Pair working up top. That's going to be Maurer and Compa. On the far wing, that's Doyle. Doyle's going to initiate the dodge, finds space in the middle, draws a slide, tries to get rid of it, but loses the ball before she can. Was scooped up by Katie. Now the clear working for Brockport. Running it all the way. That's going to be number 14, Journey Nab, junior midfielder from Buffalo, New York. Secures the clear for the Golden Eagles. Penalty released. On comes the field, 23, Sarah Kilburn. Kilburn now possessing the ball. She'll initiate the first dodge, sweeps across the middle. Good switch from the Union defense. Switches to the other side. A check puts it down from Dembowski, but she's not able to get there quick enough to find the ground ball. Wrapping around X, Union player is going to cut through the middle. Back to the far side. Working with Kilburn. Union defense not letting these Brockport players sit comfortably. Very willing to push out, make these players make mistakes. We wrap back around X. Shot clock's low, under 5. Shots got to come now. Forces her down to the side, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Go the way of Union. Good defense from Maurer to end that shot clock, preventing from Sarah Kilburn from getting any attempt at a shot. Union successful in the clear with a pass coming from Pats over to Schiller. Feed to the inside, shot no good. Rolls around the goal line there for a second, but good save coming from McKenna Katie. Still 12-8 in favor of Union, now under 2 minutes. Union's having a successful ride so far. Jillian Joseph pressuring. Long pass to the middle of the field. Finds Kilburn. Check puts Kilburn's ball on the ground, but a couple of players from Brockport will be able to run back on and pick that one up. Under a minute 15 now in the third quarter. Still a 4-goal lead for Union. Really feels like Union has had the better of play most of the game, but it's really been this 4-goal deficit for quite a margin of time that Brockport hasn't been able to lessen, but Union hasn't been able to lengthen as well. I thought the draw control that Union's gained since the halftime break would maybe be the difference maker. Ball goes down, a push going against Tegan Shea. Ball will go into the stick of the Brockport player at that dot. And it's going to be a timeout. Brockport wants to talk this one over. Last 43 seconds of the third quarter. Still a 4-goal lead for Union. We'll be back for the final goings of the third quarter. Opportunity here for Brockport. They'll pull this one out behind the cage. 38 seconds left. Brockport wants one, but the feed to the crease doesn't go. Union players, I think, take a second to realize the ball's on the ground before Dembowski gets a big ground ball on the inside. She'll run this one up the far sideline. Under 25 seconds now. Union definitely has enough time to get into their offense here. Schiller accepts the pass under 20. Schiller's going to make the dodge. Goes to her left. Finds space, but fans on the shot. Ground ball behind, under 10 seconds. Union's got to move quick, find a feed right now. They have it. They have it out front. They don't see it quick. Finds Compa. Compa shot. Check puts that one out of bounds on the right side, and that'll be the end of the third quarter, 12-8 in favor of Union. position on the dot. Fans on the pass. Ball goes down. Turnover. Picked up by Brockport. Running it up the near sideline. Pass knocked down. Dribbles out of bounds. It will stay the way of Brockport. Long pass up the near sideline. Completes the clear. Last 14 minutes of this game. Brockport looking to overcome a 4-goal deficit. It's been mostly Union in this game. They seem to have the better play through most of it. But Brockport's held tight to this between a 6-goal deficit really the whole time. They fought forward and they've fought back. Whistle. Ball moves around the horn. Comes to the far side, sweep across the middle. Finds a little bit of space. Good switch by Union in the middle. Now a knockdown pass caused turnover for number 27, Sammy Johnson. We get a whistle in the middle field, but Johnson will run it all the way over and get it to the attack. Receiving the pass, that's number 7, Del Papa. Quick dodge early from Mickelson, but doesn't find the space she needs. Now Union brings in all their offensive players. It's going to be Maurer holding the ball up top. Moves it to the far side and back through X. Mickelson's initiating. Small dodge to her right before looking for the feed. Doesn't find anything. Goes up top to Schiller. Schiller back to Maurer. Maurer, face dodge. Goes towards that left post. Now to the middle. Feed. Shot. Bounces off goalie. And out on the end line. It's going to be a reset on the shot clock. Mickelson picking it up on the end line. Cutter finds. But the whistle comes. Ball knocked out. Whistle comes. Union player Del Papa is going to have the free position. Me actually at the dot, actually. Looked like that was close enough on the inside, but apparently not. Be surprised if she goes to the cage with this one. Sends the feed behind. Mickelson has the space. Mickelson takes the shot and gets it to go. Falls on the shot, but gets it in. 13-8 lead for Union. 11:43 left in the fourth. I believe Mickelson gets her second of the day. Second in Union scoring coming into today. Came with 5. And now she'll be at 7 after 2 today. And Del Papa will get the assist. That'll be at least her 3rd assist of the year. That will be her 3rd assist of the year. Adding to her already 2 goals today. 5-goal lead for Union. Win for Union, brings it down to the offensive end easily. Ball on the stick of Maurer. Behind with Del Papa. Union happy to play a little bit slow here. to the far side. Behind Mickelson, last goal scorer. Tries to make a dodge around the side. Down to 35 on the shot clock. 10:42 on the game. Dodge down the left alley. That one was for Lexi Verano. Now Compa. Couple checks, barely missed Compa. Shot, takes a bounce off the pipe. Heads out. Takes a bounce off a player. Now it's back inside. Ground ball goes the way of Brockport. Brockport able to secure the clear. Now in a 5-goal deficit. Time starting to slowly become a factor. 9:50 left in the game. 5 goals, definitely not a small one. Brockport's done a great job maintaining just behind Union, but now they need to find a way to make that extra step, get back in this game. Split to the left hand. Now wraps behind. Feed to the inside, finds its mark. Check puts the ball on the ground, but we get a whistle. Be a free position. But Woodlet's now attempt to make the save. Player, I don't know what player is doing it at the moment. It'll be, I believe, Evans. Shot, save, Woodlets. Bounces back out. Brockport player goes down. Now a Union player's going to go to the box. Number 28, Tegan Shea. Free position opportunity. And Brockport will elect to just pull this one back out. Feed to the inside, and we'll get another whistle. Pass out. Surprised. Brockport's not trying to take these to the rack. They need points. They need points quick. Now under 9 minutes, still a 5-goal deficit. Another whistle. Shot. Big save coming from Woodlets. Bounces back out. Ground ball for Claudia Pats. Claudia sends it to the far side. 4-on-4 for Union. But the Brockport defense is able to get in quickly. No advantage gained. That's going to be a turnover for Union, I believe. Sent a player on too quickly. Whistle out back. This can be a free position for Brockport. Going to the cage. Shot. Looks like that one was going wide. Might have deflected off of Widlitz. Chased down to the far corner. Goes the way of Union College. Union looking to make this one into a 6-goal lead, 6:30 about left in the game. Happy to take as much time as they can on these possessions. They still have 30 on the shot clock. I would expect them to not shoot too early in this clock, but definitely start up their offense at this point. Now the shot comes, it goes. Greta Maurer doing it on her own. Snipes that one inside the left post. Increases Union's lead with 6:17 left in the game.
Union College goaler, second of the game, scoring number 4, Greta Maurer.
Collision between two players at the U. Both of them go down, but no whistles. Ground ball makes it all the way to Union's defensive end. We'll get a whistle to stay the way of Brockport. Brockport needs goal and want more now than ever. I always compare it to that goal-a-minute line. They've now superseded that. They need more than a goal a minute. Under now 5:30 on the clock. 6-goal deficit. Passing out behind, but this Brockport team doesn't really seem too urgent. They don't really seem like one that would have a hurry-up offense. Now it comes around, space in the middle, feed. Finds its mark, but the shot's going to be saved by Widlitz. Great day in net for Widlitz. Now looking for the home run pass. It'll find its way to Schiller. Schiller looking to push the advantage. It'll be a 4-on-4. If Verano can hurry up, maybe a little bit better. Good recovery by the Brockport defense. Prevents the transition opportunity. And Union, again, didn't take too much time to start their offense in the last one. Scored with still about 20 left on the shot clock. But definitely not going to do anything in the first 30 seconds here. Verano, dodged her left. Pass it out. Nothing too aggressive. It'll stay out at X. Dodge up top. Now they find the hole. Shot goes. A side-armed bouncer barely sneaks in that right post. Great shot and score. Makes it a 7-goal lead for Union. 4:21 left in the fourth.
Union College goal, scoring number 9, Christina Quincy. Assist number 7, Stella Papa. Second goal for SUNY Brockport, number 35,
Draw control. Briefly goes in favor of Brockport. Then on the ground. Whistle gives it back to the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles secure possession in the offensive end. Under 4 minutes left to go. 15-8. Brockport needs a miracle. They need to start scoring now. They found their offensive opportunities. They did on the last possession. They found a great feed to the inside, but Widlitz was a little bit too good. Now they find a feed again. Shot. This time it'll go. Number 19, Angelina Sofing, will score her first goal of the season. Junior midfielder from Rochester, New York. She's just the 5th person on this Brockport team to score a point. This is coming from Caroline McCarthy. Ball goes up. Great play by Mickelson, keeping it on the ground, but she won't track the direction where that one's bouncing well enough, and it'll go the way of Brockport. Dodge behind the right alley, turns back. It's going to be a 6-goal lead for Union. We're under 3 minutes. Shot goes. Surprising that one found its way in. A good bouncer with 2:50 left. Cuts the lead to 5 for Union. That's going to be number 25, Elena Foose. I believe it's only her 3rd of the day. She was leading scorer for this team coming into today. Had 8 goals. Now going to be over 10. Back to the draw. I don't exactly know what happened, but Union has switched back to Morgan Adams out there at the U. Union switched to Mickelson after halftime, which had some success. Now back to Adams. This one goes almost straight up in favor of Union. Picked up by Maurer. Maurer's going to run it up the far sideline. She'll bring it in. Ball wraps through X. Back up to Compa. Del Papa working at X. Spins. Tries to make a low angle shot. It bounces off the side. But back into a Union stick now with Compa up top. Compa's got space in the middle. Goes right towards the defender. Pulls back out. Sends it over to Maurer on the other side. Maurer working with Compa on a pick. Maurer just trying to find a feed here to the inside, but good job matching up from Brockport. Now a dodge comes to Schiller's left hand. She's got space. Slide comes. She'll feed behind to X. 1:35 left. Union's under 30 on the shot clock. We get a whistle. It'll be a card, yellow, going against Brockport. Number 2, Christina Ross, sophomore defender from Waterloo, New York, will head to the box. Union will be up a player. 27 on the shot clock. Feed. Cutter coming from X. Shot. I didn't even see that one go in, but it made its way. Shot and goal puts Union up 16-10. And that was number 9, Christina Guanci. Putting one in the junior attack from Glastonbury, Connecticut. It's going to be her second of the game. Now, shot clock going to be greater than the game clock. We're under the 90 seconds at a minute 24. 6-goal lead for Union. And this will bring Union to 3-0. Not their, well, regarding any other goals, it will be their second biggest margin of victory and their second straight win at home. Big time win for them, keeping the season starting winning streak going. Face-off win goes to Brockport. And what a better day to do it than this beautiful day. Dodge comes to the middle, behind the back shot goes wide. A lot of interesting things there's happening. Behind the back shot, I haven't seen that in women's lacrosse. Then there was a whistle. Also, player Foose ended up in the crease. It was a whole litany of things that could have caused that, but it'll be a whistle against Union. So it'll be a free position, top of the arc for Foose. Looking for another bouncer, goes high. Chased down out back by Brockport. Under a minute on the clock, and it's running under 50 seconds. Now at 45. So a 6-goal lead for Union. Brockport just looking to put up a little extra practice here, put up some extra shots. Feed to the player coming from behind. Hits its mark, but a good job by Union pressing her out. And looked like Claudia Pats doesn't agree with that whistle. It'll be number 7, Lukovic with the free position. Again, right in front here. She's going to drive, bouncing shot, save. Great day in net coming from Sydney Widlitz, but overall just good play from the whole team. Union offense was able to produce. Union defense did a good enough job, but Widlitz in net really added a whole extra step. Made this game a lot easier to win for Union. Union possessing on the clear, but it'll be enough to run it out under 5 seconds, and it'll be a Union win, 16-10. Big time. Union moves to 3-0, and the Golden Eagles will drop to 0-4. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Schenectady day. We'll see you next time.